So for now, let's have our mind map. So this is our mind map to see which and where do these words fall into, right? For example, mall, right? It is a what?
Yeah.
So a mall is a
Place.
very good, and a store
Uh,
is also a place, right? A store.
yeah.
Very good. Right. And the next one, we've got these ones. The adjectives and phrase, right?
Yeah.
Adjectives and phrase, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what do we have? This one. What did we say? We said it is shut. Right? Shut. And then the next one,
Next one is expensive.
inexpensive. Very good. And then, all right, this is a reasonable price, right?
On sale.
On sale. Very good, right? Another one is
Good value for money.
uh, is well, we have bought a um, product and someone can say, oh, that's good value for your money. And there are adjectives and phrases. Service, and we've got product, right? So now
What?
we've got product, and then the next one,
Next one is basket.
very good,
Check out.
good.
Service.
Then, so these are nouns, something that we can actually write name. All right, and what about the verbs? Now we've got
Serve.
very good.
Change. Charge.
Time, time. Right, that's wonderful. Right, so let's go to the next, the last one.
Forward.
Come again. Beg your pardon.
Afford.
Afford, afford.
Afford.
Very good. To afford something, right? For example, can you afford a car right now? No. Can you buy a car now? Isabel, can you buy a car?
No.
Yeah. Say I can't afford a car.
I can't forward a car.
Afford.
Afford.
Very good. So afford, excuse me. Afford, it means not to have the amount, the money to buy something. Very good, right? Don't have the amount to buy something, money to buy a car. Very good. Right. So now let's look at these other words and how they are used in a sentence. Okay, so let's go. Number one.
Number one is call. Call. Con. Uh.
Good. Yes, try.
可乐
I want to first hear your mistake. If you are making a mistake, then we can correct the mistake, right? So that's it. Try the. You're right. You're saying something calm. It's okay. Finish the word. Right. So number one is cancel. Right. From cancel. Right. Cancel. All right.
council.
Very good. Right. And the statement.
I'm thinking of contacting the town council to request
Request.
request a teenagers market.
Request a teenager's market. So right. So what is a council? Right. A council, those people who are responsible for being a city. Right. So here this that is the town council. So that will be for a town, right? People, right? And now let's look for number two.
Number two is recent.
Resi. Resi.
Recite.
Resident.
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 There you go. The resident
The first teenage market was created
created.
created
Created.
created when teenager boys Tom and Joe Barrett
Bennett. Barrett. Barrett.
decided that their hometown for sta-
Of Stockport.
stop spot needed a market for its growing member for young residents.
Residents. Right.
Residents.
Of young residents. Right. Alright, so resident it is where we say place where you stay, for example, right?
Mm.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Alright, and now let's look at so sometimes you can say I reside, right? Is another
Mm.
short term of resident, reside, right? This one is resident, right?
Number three is handmade.
Handmade. Very good. Right?
Mm.
So, right? So that
Our
is up.
mm,
Come again. Please restart your uh
our people will selling
other.
other people will selling second hand clothes, handmade
Jewelry.
jewelry, cakes and biscuits.
Good. Other people. So remember, understand sometimes we make mistakes when we read, but it is good, right? It is a good technique to actually look at the words, right? See
Yes.
what, right? Because you're just seeing the O and then you just think of the word that is coming to your mind and you pronounce it, which is not okay. But anyway, let's go to number four.
Number four is do make up.
Do makeup. Very good.
There were also girls to make up and
Doing.
girls doing makeup and painting nails.
Very good. Doing makeup. So, right. So this is do makeup. It is a phrase, right? So, right, which is in the right simple
Yeah.
present, right? Then this is the continuous, right? Present continuous. So remember when we have in the present continuous, we put the ing. So doesn't mean that we have said do makeup and then careful and looking well, right? Go to number 5.
Number 5 is nail.
Very good.
There were also girls doing makeup and painting nails.
Very good. And painting nails. That is wonderful, right? So usually, right. So that is what they do. Right. So that is where their business, right? So what were they doing? Doing makeup and painting nails. So is they're offering that service. All right. And let's hear from number 6.
Number 6, hear from.
Very good. Hear from. Right?
So if you can sing dance to
If you can sing,
magic,
do
sing
magic.
dance, do magic, or tell jokes, I'd love to hear from you.
I would love to hear from you. Very good. So that is very good. Right.
Mm.
Let's go to number 7.
Number 7, is a atmos tra-
Atmosphere.
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 Right. That is good. The atmosphere. Right. So
As
as
well as having interesting things to sell, we want to create a,
create
create a party atmosphere.
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 Very good. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
And create a party atmosphere that is where we say right it is more like a party, right, where
Yeah.
people are enjoying, right,
Yeah.
right. So we're saying as well as having interesting things to sell, we want to create a party atmosphere. So what they are saying is even when we want to sell things here, right? But we want people to come and enjoy themselves, right?
Mm.
So they're saying that even though we want to do business, right, to make money, to do business, but we want you to come and enjoy yourself whilst we are doing business.
Business.
All right, so that's good. All right, so that is all. Let's go to number 6.
Number 6.
So I mean number 8.
Number 8 is a cup of.
Couple.
A cup of.
Couple.
A cup of.
Couple.
Cup of.
Couple.
Cup of.
Right?
I've had a couple of meetings with Mr. Banks from Business Studies.
Right. Okay. So this one, right? Couple. Couple. Right?
A cup of.
Right. So I don't know if I'm hearing the way you are pronouncing this word and the difference. Right. So what about this word? What do we say?
Cup.
Cup. Right. And then this one, couple.
Couple.
So that's good. All right. So now let's continue to this. Right. So before we continue, do you have any questions or any additions to these 8 words we just learned?
Hmm.
Do you have any questions or any additions to those 8 words we just learned?
No.
No. All right. So now let's continue to the next one, which is right. So before we read our story next time, so that we know what these words mean. Right?
Yeah.
Number 1,
Number 1. The verses.
advertise.
Advertise.
Advertise. And advertise, right?
Yeah. Advertise.
Very good. So, right. So, advertise. So, let me say we can put a post, right? Or a video and saying, we are selling second-hand clothes, right? We are selling second-hand clothes. Come and buy your clothes, right? At a cheap price, at an affordable and a reasonable price on the 23rd of April, right? So that is an advertisement. But we have read this word. Remember when we talked about trains, right? When
Yeah.
we talked about trains, this word was there. We had advertise or advertisement, right?
Yeah.
Right. I remember we had advertisement. So the only addition here it is one. So that is advertisement. I remember we have this, so you should remember it also, right? Okay, now let's look at the next one.
The next one is shopping assistant.
Shopping assistant. Very good, right? So someone who be helping you while you shop, right?
Yeah.
Helping you with the shopping, right? Rather helping you with the shopping. Okay. Good. Right. So now let's go to number 3.
Bargain.
Bargain. Very good. Bargain, right? It is true. What other word can we use for bargain?
Uh, um,
Negotiate, right?
mm,
Wow, that is good. All right. So now let's go to number 4.
number four. Number four. Cash.
Cash. That is good. So we don't need to explain about that. And what about number 5?
Change.
Change. So you see the difference between the one which you were saying, right? On top here. So we've got this one which is change, right? So we've got this one which is change, which is good. The difference between this one and which one we were saying, right? Which is the let me go back a little bit. This one, right? And number 6, you
Yeah.
see, and this number 6, right? You see how the difference is. But this number 6, which is cha, what did we say? It is charge, right?
Charge.
And this one is
Change.
change. Very good. Right, this one is change, right? Which is change for better, right? All right. I can give you, right. Okay, so for example, we can use this word change. How can we use it here? When we're talking about markets, we're talking about selling goods, right? And then, right, so I am selling this shoe, right? This shoe, right? This shoe is for, right? Uh, how much? Let's say, uh,
Yeah.
right, for this amount, and you come with how much? You come with you give me how much? Let's say of this. So if we are selling them for 70, you can give me how much? This how much? So what are we supposed to do if you give me this how much? Give me, right?
Yeah.
And this is what the shoes cost. Are we going to do?
So change.
Yes, you are. I am going to give you a change of how much? Of $30, right?
Mm.
So the change of $30. So that is what change is, right? So we can use it for this one. Right. Here's your change, right?
Mm.
All right. So this is one uh, meaning of this word here. And then we can also say, oh, do you like, I don't like red, right?
Mm.
Let me change the color to, let me change the color to green, right?
Yeah.
Yes, let me change the color to green so we can use the one for also picking for another color, picking something different, to pick for something different. But here we want to concentrate on money. Okay, so now let's continue to number 6.
Number 6. Cheap.
Good. Let's take it. So if you're saying it is cheap, what is the opposite of cheap?
Uh.
What is the opposite of cheap? Right, the opposite of cheap is
is expensive.
Expensive. Very good. Right. So if the opposite of cheap is expensive, what is the other word we can use? Another word we can use for cheap. So we have found the opposite is expensive. What is another word we can use for cheap? We have learned it up there. It starts with in. Inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Very good. So that is another word for cheap. It is cheap. It is inexpensive. Right? Very good. We can use something and say, "Oh, I like it. It is cheap. Oh, I like it. It is inexpensive." Huh? Okay. Right. So now let's look at the next one.
The next one is closed.
Sorry.
Closed.
Very good. Closed. Right. That's wonderful. Right. Which is awesome. We can also use almost the same word as closed. Which one can we use? You say, "Oh, the shop is closed." Oh, like I
Open.
went. No, that is opposite. That is opposite. Closed, opposite of open. What about another same word? We say the synonym of saying closed, almost the same. We say, "Oh, when I went to the shop, I found the doors closed," right? I found the doors closed. What about another word we can use here? We can also remember top there we had this word. Huh?
No.
Shut.
Shut.
Yes. Remember, it is same as closed. Huh? Good. Right. So now let's look at number 8.
No. A certain car.
Credit card.
Credit car.
Very good. A credit card. That is credit card. That is paper money, right? So that is paper money, which is good. So now let's look at the next one.
Courtesment.
Number 9.
Number 9 is courtesment.
Very good. I like the way you're trying, which is good. That is how we should always be, right? So the correct pronunciation is customer, 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 right?
Uh,
Customer. So if you are selling some things or you are offering services, right? So if you're selling some products and or you're offering services, if the person comes and wants to buy from you, that person becomes your customer, someone who who intends or who wants or who has bought from you is a customer. Very good.
cus-
So That is good. So we have done number 10. We have said number 10 is what? What did we say on number 10? Number 10, we have said number 9 is customer. Number 10, expensive.
Expensive.
Very good. All right. So now let's look at number 11.
Number 11. Red rest pit
Receipt. Receipt.
receipt
Receipt.
receipt.
All right. So for me, I believe the P is a little bit silent. Receipt. Receipt. Right? A receipt. Right?
Mm.
So that is a receipt is the paper that you are given um, after you have made a payment. Right?
Mm.
Very good. Let's have the last two of these, which is number 12 and number 13. Number 12, what is it?
12 is reserve.
Reserve. Very good. Reserve. So, can you explain to me what is to reserve?
uh,
Reserve. All right. So, we can say reserve, it is to keep something for someone, right?
yeah.
Right. Is to keep something for someone. For example, we can reserve a seat, right? We can reserve a chair, right? So if that is to say, I have kept a chair for you, right? I have kept a chair empty for you so that when you come, you will have somewhere to sit. Or usually we have reservation, right? Or reserve, right? Reserve to reserve a table, right? To reserve a table in at a restaurant, whereby you call and say, "Hello, I want to reserve a table," right? When you say, "Hello, I want to reserve a table," it is to say you want to book, right? To
Mm.
say, "Can you keep a table for me empty? I am coming at 8 o'clock for dinner," right? With then they say, "Okay, you want to come 8 o'clock for dinner, and how many people?" Right? And you say, "Oh, we are going to be it's gonna be 3 people." So and then they will have a table for 3 people, right?
Mm.
So they have kept a table for 3 people free, right? No one is supposed to sit there because it is reserved, right? Okay. And the last one, which is number 13. Number 13, and we call it
Second
a
hand.
second hand. Very good. Right. So, right. Do review the words as we have said. All right. So let's go. Customer. Right. So these were just a few words which were a little bit challenging for you, and receipt, right? So just have receipt, reserve, customer. That's all, right? That's all for today. All right, so have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.